Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Niger alongside of Lucas, and we're back. And I know Snowfall, the season's over, and we had a lot of fun covering it, but we're back this time with a special guest. And as you can see below me, we have no other than Black Diamond herself, Miss Christine Horn. And I also got to throw in the other nickname here, the Booking Magnet. And that is so true. With over 20 years of experience and being on so many different projects and shows over the years. Now, just wrapping up Snowfall season 4. We just were so excited the opportunity to talk to you. So definitely welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all your wonderful viewers and listeners and supporting this show. It's a good time. I was a fan of Snowfall before I ever got on it. So it's like a dream come true.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And y'all do a good job. Y'all do a really good job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That's what even got me into because there's a lot of channels who talk about the show.
Yeah.
But you guys have a nice rapport, and just the way you actually take the time to really dissect the characters and the storyline is awesome.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. And to you, congratulations on debuting this season and being a part of some of the most epic and most funniest moments this season. Yes. Before we even go into anything, I just want to make sure that you know that we are truly rooting for you along with Dallas in order to get a spinoff. We're giving you a spinoff.
Come on, spinoff. Look, we didn't die. Yes.
Exactly.
So we already have your spinoff lined up already. We know how it's going to go. It's going to be filming Louise.
Tag the people. Tag the people who are in charge.
Yeah, they need to get on it immediately. You cannot lose these characters under any circumstance.
I love it.
Speaking of the characters, what attracted you to this role of Black Diamond?
Oh, she was so much fun. Like I was just on Grey's Anatomy last week playing a total opposite role, like mom, sweet, warm. I typically play a lot of either warm-hearted therapist, doctor, or badasses, like military roles like that. Mm-hmm. So this was such a fun look. I'm from New York, from the Boogie Down Bronx, but I lived I came into my being in Atlanta, in the ATL. I went to Tri-Cities High School, where Kenan Thompson went, Candy Burris, a bunch of wonderful talent, Outcasts. And so I got to meet so many women like Black Diamond, who were just about their paper, about getting whatever they need to do, but don't think they're not intelligent, right? Don't be fooled by that. And so I was really drawn to that. I just had so much fun. I shared my actual audition on my Instagram. So you guys can see it. Mm-hmm. And I remember just having fun. And I'm always something about this role. I've read for roles on Snowfall since season 1 or 2. And even this season, I read for multiple roles. The last thing I read for before booking Black Diamond was the role, I think it was from episode maybe 6 when they went to Arkansas.
Yeah. The cousin.
Yeah, yes. I read for that. And so to any actors watching, just keep showing up and doing your best work, because I've read for so many roles for this show. But this role, she was fun. I was attracted to how much of a badass she and Dallas were, because I also, fun fact, I read for Dallas first. We read for opposite roles. And then when they were winding down, they were like, can you retape and swap? And so, and then to find out from the writer that the writer, shout out to Janine, she introduced these characters to the show based off people that she actually knew. These are real women in LA, and she wanted to make sure we did them justice. So I was like, this is just fun. I get to, I had way too much fun shooting guns. I know that's part of that. They'd be like, ladies, please don't smile. Sorry. It was fun. So yeah, just the long answer to your question is just, it was such a different, it's something that's already in me. My family's Jamaican, Bermudian, so we got rage and feistiness all up in us. So it was nice to show a different side of me.
Yeah. I for sure, me and Lou, we both said these roles feel super authentic. Somebody knows somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I said, I've seen Black Diamond a couple of times.
Yeah.
Growing up. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Haven't we all? Like, don't be fooled.
So did they was there much writing for your role then? Because I mean, I know you say you had to read, but like a lot of this is, I think it's very easy to kind of get into. And like some of the dialogue that she reads, like when she first comes up and has the fake Leon, she's like, well, where's the 5 G's? Well, how about 4? How about 3? Man, I had a babysitter. I'll take 500. Like that's such a natural delivery. Like that seems like something that you like, no, let me handle this, you know?
Hold on. Let me listen. But you know what? That's a tribute to, we attribute that to the writers, just amazing writers. And thank you for saying the delivery feels natural, because then I attribute that to my skill. Right? No, humble brag, right? But,
no doubt.
But no, the writers are amazing, and I think they're just tapped into the tone of the show. And then working against Melvin Gregg, who's just looking at me like, "Lady, are you crazy? Like, what the hell are y'all doing?" Like, so like it was funny after our first day of shooting. Like Melvin had come back from Australia, so we shot that episode 407 in January of this year. After he's been working on some other projects, and so he had never even met me and Taylor Polidor, who plays Dallas. And our first read through, he was just cracking up. He's like, "Y'all funny. Like, what is this?" Like, so yeah, it's just well written and just a lot of fun to step into. And also our showrunner, Dave would like throw extra lines at us sometimes if he felt like if we needed it, if the scene felt like it needed it. So we go from there. That's the beauty of being on set. You just, I always say, be like water and flow. Just be ready for whatever. Once you have created who the person is in you, it doesn't matter what line you have. Like, and they're pretty open to ad-libbing when necessary, So yeah, a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Now, how much fun was the big death scene as you all, Dallas, the girls get together and do work that we haven't seen too often on television involving women, from the kidnapping to everything that involved it?
Yeah, it was fun. What's interesting is tapping into that mindset of you don't trust nobody, no one to be trusted, and then also like it's all about that money. Like, I'm surprised me and Dallas. I mean, I think me and Dallas just go so way back. We may not turn on each other. Who knows? The way the script was written, we were nurses turned strippers. We started making better money doing stripping. So we were nurses. Maybe we'll go deeper into that. That's like some deep backstory that they gave us. But, I think it's just this interesting thing of like, it's survival.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And like, we're not going back to, like even in episode 409, when Wanda's character is like, "Oh, y'all came up," so it's like, no, we worked our way up here. We're not going back by any means necessary. And nobody gets to stop that, and we're ready to go at it with anybody, with Unc, for Franklin, like, don't matter. I think in that scene, definitely, and shout out to Carl Seaton, our director for that episode, who's amazing. He really wanted to make sure we dropped seeds of making sure that to feel the uncertainty of our future in this. And even though we're like, yeah, let's get it, there's still this thing of we are clearly next. We just don't know when. And that uncertainty is really unsettling.
Yeah. A lot of fans definitely have dropped comments on our videos, and we talked about at the conclusion of this season that Franklin is on his lonesome. He done sort of got left out to dry. However, there seems to be 2 possible free agents out there with enough money could be convinced to be alongside of him. Now, there was a little preliminary deal going on here, but we'll just play a little bit of fantasy book in here. Where do you see Black Diamond and Dallas alongside of Franklin come next season?
In my dream world, I can definitely see them everybody's very clear on understanding what this is. I love that line. They actually cut the line, but there's in that standoff before he throws the money and says, "Work with us," and Dallas is like, I'm sure, Jerome's still mad about what happened with Louis. The line they cut out, he was like, "Effing furious." Like, I'm furious. talk about ad libs. He's the king, but he's so in it. It's so fun to work with him. But I feel like in my mind, there would be this time of a clear understanding of what it is, but we gonna ride it out till we can't ride it out no more. And I think there's opportunity to have a lot of fun. What I loved about our characters joining the show, it brought some fun, feminine energy to it.
Yes.
It's because the show is heavy, it's dark, like it's intense, like it's edge of your seat, like are they really? So I feel like that will be an interesting journey just to see how many deals happen and how this connects to Teddy, and like if we even get that deep, if we even get to know that much. I'm hoping we stay around for a bit and get to explore that side, because as we all know, it's not just men running this stuff. It goes deep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a quick follow up to that. You're absolutely right. From the scene where we were getting ready to lose one of our favorite characters in Louis, yes, that was as heavy as that was. It was still comedic because, you don't like the heat out here, but you were ready to go when you cocked. You was like, let's do it. So like, it is that type of balance that was really needed, because without that, we would have just been heavy on conspiracy theories and just killing and just a lot of other, really dark things that it went down. So like, I absolutely appreciated what your characters were able to bring this season. I again, putting it up there. We need the spinoff. Yes. We need season 5. We need main features. Like we need this.
Even down to the clothes and the costumes. They really went deep. Costumes in the funeral scene. I think that was 408 where we shot up the funeral. The outfit that Dallas, who's driving, was the actual outfit Jada Pinkett wore in a movie. Like Jada's name is in the outfit. Yeah. So it is just like they go deep into keeping true to the era, and so getting to play and bring colors and nails and all the kind of stuff, that women like, and the men enjoy magic too, is fun too. It brings another splash of color and energy to the show, I think.
Well said.
Yes, that is great. And again, all the fans of Snowfall, love your character. Again, we're going to talk to whomever we need to and blast them until we get this spinoff.
Yeah.
But stepping away from Snowfall just a bit, your social media, your Instagram. I was telling Neji earlier today, it is some of the funniest material I have ever seen. Could you just elaborate a little bit on being the booking magnet?
Yes, absolutely. Well, one thing, I've been doing this a long time, over 20 plus years. I started in theater. I did The Lion King for 5 years, Broadway, the national tours. And I believe in sending that elevator down, right? And lifting people up. My first go round in LA was very tough. Just talented, but didn't know what I didn't know and how to get an opportunity. And so I was like, I'm gonna be the coach I wish I had back then. And so that's what I do. I have a community called Hollywood Bound Actors. We have a podcast, we have a Facebook group, and I just teach what I know. My specialty is television. I do film as well, for sure, but I teach secrets on how to book more TV. And that's the name of my main course that I offer. And so I try to do some edutainment, right? So I do reels often on my Instagram where I'm basically telling you what not to do. Like don't do this. Wigs gone wrong. Props gone wrong. Because you might see yourself. And oftentimes people are like, that was me. I did one the other day about women with bad wigs and lace fronts. And,
know. So
it's just, I'm trying to, because also in this town, people are quick to be like, thank you. That was great. Like as soon as you leave the room. And I'm like, it takes no less energy to help somebody, to tell them, hey, like maybe next time do this, or you could have did this. And so I try to do that with my audience in a joking, loving, kind of tough love way, but with the intention of helping so that you don't have to feel stuck. And honestly, I have a really large brown acting community. And I found years ago when I started this work as a coach, it was just people raising their hands. They just were desperate, hungry for information. And I'm like, look, I moved to LA after living in Atlanta and stacking my credits. My first movie that hit the screen was Stomp the Yard with Columbus Short. I'm pushing him in line and I'm like, oh, cool. Like I made it, and worked my way up. Why are you laughing?
Because we all remember this.
And I just was like, I know what it's like to be in a smaller market and knowing that you want to have more. And so when I decided to leave Atlanta, people are like, why are you leaving Atlanta? Atlanta got a lot of work. I'm like, yes, but I want to be the star of the show. And a lot of times in smaller markets, they still cast their large series regular, heavy recurrings out of New York and LA. And then whatever's left, they cast for the local hires. And that's no shade. It's just when you're meant for more, you got to go for the more. Yes. And that's what I did. And I teach people how to get that also.
Now, quick follow-up question.
Yeah.
Who auditioned for Chicago PD that helped you put together that video? That is the funniest thing I have seen in a couple of months on anyone's social media.
So first of all, what you are referring to is a reel I have where I'm giving this is a real tip. If you ever audition for Chicago PD, everybody talk like this, like they got I have had friends who talk like this, yeah, and then they get on the show like, yeah. I'm like, clearly you got to be gruff to get on the show. That is hilarious to me. But so next time you won't watch Chicago PD the same.
Never again.
But that is real, and that's the stuff I study TV like it is my job. So anything, I'm sure what you guys do, like no matter what it is, you got whatever you want to be good at, you need to study, you need to dissect it, right? And so TV, film is my job. Like I watch it, I get to enjoy it as a consumer, but I am paying attention to every detail. And the thing that's great about TV that I found, and that makes it kind of a game for me, is every network has its own tone, rhythm, pace, and melody. They look a certain way. They dress a certain way. The vibe on ABC is different than the vibe on FX, different than NBC or Fox. And once you understand that, it becomes a game to me. So Chicago PD is just one of many examples of what's the trend here. Everybody talks like they need a cup of tea. So I just put it in my file cabinet. So if I have an audition as like someone who's on the force, I know I got to just, I just got to bring it down.
Was there ever a pivotal moment in your career when you realized that you wanted to be the one to step up to give back? I mean, usually, a certain event or, either society around you, but was there ever just one particular moment you look back to was like, this is the moment I knew like I was put in this position to be this person to get back to the others?
That's such a great question. And thank you for that. I think it started I was always, my mentor, Freddie Hendricks, just always instilled in us operating out of love. And that's number one. That's the foundation. But like when I was first in LA and feeling alone and depressed and losing money and just lonely and confused, I went in. I was like, there has to be more than wait on Jesus. Like, okay, no offense to Jesus, but what can I do for me? And I delved really deep into spirituality and personal development. Les Brown opened the gateway to Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar. And I just went deep and I really started to study the law of attraction with Bob Proctor. And I started to really understand I'm a magnet, right? I'm a magnet. If I can attract anything to my life, I can attract bookings, I can attract money. But I also understand the universal laws. And one of that is law of circulation, law of reciprocity, and giving back, and understanding that there's more than enough. So in my book that I have out for actors is called Playing Small. And the main thing of the book is just about there's more than enough for all of us. If we were at a beach, try to pick up all the sand. You can't. We could all of us could have our own buckets filled to the brim. There's still enough for everybody. And once you get that, I was like, no, I'm just going to give back. And it feels so good to give back, to see people winning. And then because the law of reciprocity, people just feel the need to give back to me, and then blessings come. And it's just circulation. And so I'm never without. I always have enough, right? And so it's like I understand I am walking in my purpose and I'm being obedient. And it's confirmed with me every single day by my clients, by people who've never paid me a dime, but send me a DM and say, thank you for that inspiration, you know? And so it just feels good to give and to operate from love, you know? It just does. Especially in this time.
Amazing.
Hollywood yes. wrote, you know, and I saw enough examples of this is mine. Like, that ain't yours. Like, you can't control it fast.
Exactly.
You know I mean? Like, if I hear a role that I think my friend would be good, girl, did you hear about this role? They sound like you, sound like me. Hey, let's see. You never know.
Yeah.
But people operate out of lack so much. They try to hold what they think is theirs, and that's just a facade. That's not even real.
You were just in here preaching. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, I was about to solo screen her and like to sit back. No, but it's the things that need to be said. I mean, you know, just from our stories and speaking to other people in Hollywood and just the climates of the world and society and being African American, like these are all the things that like needs to be said, but also needs to be a lot of people need to instill in their day to day to move forward. And you know, that's why you are the booking man, and that's why you have over 20 years of experience and got 20 more to go plus. So, you know, yes. You live in that way, you're going to have a long career.
I'm a Cicely Tyson this thing.
There you go. Hey, there you go. There you go. We just need you on somebody's porch in a Tyler Perry movie telling them kids just mind yourself.
Right. Like, you know, it's like one day I'll be back in Thailand. I've worked with him a few times. If anybody's seen Medea Halloween, I'm sure they're
yes. I wasn't going to bring that up, but yes, I did.
You guys be ready with Mr. Perry because he's the king of ad lib. Stay ready. You better be on your P's and Q's. Yeah, it's amazing.
So quick question I want to add in, jump in there real quick for Lucas takes it, is with everything that's happening, like it's funny. You read your website and it lists a lot of your work, all your work. I mean, not all of it, but a lot of your work. And then when it goes down to the bottom, it says when you are and when you're not performing, and then it goes back into more work. So I'm wondering, what do you actually do to decompress when there's really no work involved and you're just kicking back and you are channeling yourself? But this is like the therapeutic time. What are you doing for those moments?
Oh, for those moments, I go to therapy. I'm a big advocate of mental health, Black people.
Yeah, yes. I was just going to say.
For everybody, but sometimes we don't want to go. So I love going to the spa. Watching movies, listening to music, hanging with my husband, my dog, and traveling makes me feel so alive. So I love to travel whenever possible. So yeah, those are I do enjoy working though. I do. And I think the Jamaican in me, but yeah, I'm pretty I love to cook. I'm an amazing cook, and as is my husband. So that's how I express myself. And
there you go.
You know, and just release and relax. Like I came home a few days ago, like long day. I'm like, I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna make 3 pepper sauces, like Scotch bonnet, and I'm like I'm making Scotch bonnet pepper sauces.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I want to close out with this question, and it may be an odd question for you, but to me, it's hilarious. So I want to say in maybe 2011, 2012, you did a short film, In the Morning.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about my film. Yes.
Yes, your film. All I want to know is what happens to the little girl now. I got so deeply emotionally involved in this movie.
Oh, thank you. And that was my first short. That was during that time, and I was in LA and had no opportunities. And I was like, well, I guess I'll make my own opportunities.
Yes.
You know, I was like, it's not great. Sounds bad. Every plane that could fly over the park that day did. But, you know, I envisioned that, you know, the mom didn't go to jail for life. You know, went to jail for a little bit of time, stayed with her sister. And so I imagine they just lived happily ever after.
You don't know how much that really helps my spirit. My spirit was so concerned. I said, well, she gonna be gone for 3 years. What happens? Like, when Mama get back, are they gonna have a connection? Is she gonna be mad at her for leaving?
Time. Took some therapy, some counseling, but they got it back together. They got
then the song at the end start making. I said, why am I crying all of a sudden?
I love that you did your research. Thank you.
So I'll definitely close it out on this. Again, as I stated, there's literally no days off for you. So what could we possibly be expecting to see you in, or what are you working on that you can talk about coming up soon?
Yeah, there's a few things. It's so funny. I'm like, I usually have to pull up my own IMDb to remember. God bless. But there's a show called On the Verge that'll be coming to Netflix soon that I'm in. And I start filming tomorrow on a show called The Lincoln Lawyer that's coming to Netflix by David E. Kennedy. It was a movie. Matthew McConaughey did the movie, but now they're making it a TV series, and I will be on that. And I film tomorrow. So really excited about that. So that's... And there's a show called Big Shot with John Stamos that's on Disney Plus now. It just aired. I play a parent to the black girl on the show.
Okay. I gotta check that out. I know it debuted. I didn't see that, but yeah. Okay. Again, no days off.
You just again made my life so much better with you being on a Lincoln Lawyer. You don't understand how much I've seen that movie at least 15 times.
Oh, awesome.
I love that movie.
You'll really enjoy the TV show because they're doing a different spin on it, and very, very grounded in Los Angeles and the Mexican culture and the Latinx culture. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is awesome. Thank you for having me. I feel I'm glad this all worked out.
Yes, for sure. I was just going to say that the seat is open. We would love to have you back. Whether you want to talk about other projects or you want to come on here and do some shorts and have some fun, the seat is open. This has been amazing. And again, just thank you so much for just not your hard work on Snowfall, but what you're putting out into the community and helping the ones behind you on the way up. That's really beneficial. I know even in my profession, ones who kind of mirror something that you're doing, it's really giving me the opportunity to be who I am. So I can imagine all the young aspiring actors and actresses, especially people of color, having somebody that's so relatable to connect to in order to give them a chance in their career. And that's priceless.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We all were helped in some way.
Yes.
Either one-to-one or through a book or a video that changed our lives. And, I think we're in a unique time and place in life right now where we have this access. This internet is ridiculous. Like when you really, our ancestors would be wild and like, y'all can do what? So let's keep being the change that we want to see. So let's keep doing it. Awesome.
That's right. Well, folks, definitely keep up with Christine on her social medias and all of her news and updates at ChristineHorn.com. We hope to have you back very soon. As our Snowfall fans, we really hope that you're making an appearance very soon for next season. But ultimately, wherever you go, we're going to find you somewhere. So the seat's open. We hope to talk to you soon again. And, maybe when the world gets a little bit more normal, we meet in person and do something at a film festival. And that would be a blessing.
Yes. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And thank you all for watching and listening.
Not a problem. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And stay tuned for more reviews and interviews very soon.